Hello guys, so today our video is going to be covering how I balance training, my service dog living a normal dog life. How do I balance having a service dog? So I'm going to talk about that today. This footage was also taken in TJ Maxx where Fozzie was practicing wearing his doggles because he hadn't worn them for a long time, and I just decided to put them back on him, and he hated it, so I had to work with him a little bit. So this is a 5-minute clip of him going around just kind of working on basic skills with doggles on. So I feel like whenever I ask Q&As, there's always questions like, how do I balance this? But not exactly that, and I feel like how do I balance life with a service dog is a really good way to ask the question. So I've been getting it quite a few times, and I would like to formally kind of address this is how I personally think it should be done. If you have a different way or don't believe the same thing, perfectly okay. We all, believe in different things, but this is how I have personally balanced the last 2 years of having a service animal and making sure Fozzie still gets to live a normal life like other dogs, and he still gets to do all these things just like a normal dog would. But, there's obviously a few specialties because he is a working dog. So I'm going to share that now. So firstly, you need to balance training. I hear so many people talk about their 6-month-old service dog in training not behaving because they are just so unfocused all the time in their training sessions. But I think the detail that the people, forget to tell me is, oh, well, we were doing a training session for 20 minutes, and on the 20th minute, he started to get sick of it and didn't want to do it anymore. Short training sessions are absolutely the way to go when in the beginning, and even now, whenever I teach new tricks, like I've been teaching Sit Pretty, I only do it, I set a timer for 5 minutes, and I only do it for 5 minutes with high-value treats. Even with training these doggles, I kept the session short, 5 minutes, and then I took them off for the rest of the session. Another thing that I think is so important for service dogs is getting their energy out in a form of exercise. I know so many people who try and use dog puzzles or enrichment activities to replace, a daily walk on days that their health isn't good. I know it's a pain in the ass, but I think sometimes even when you don't want to do it, you need to try and have somebody who can do it for you. But giving our dogs these runs or these walks are just so important to get all of their endorphins released from the day because they've just been, all day working hard, and they might love it, but at the same time, they also can't be running around wild, and that's something that a dog wants to do. They have a drive to do it. So on days when I don't feel like walking Fozzie, I have a family member walk him, or I throw a ball a couple times. Just something to get him running around and moving is what he needs. Not a snuffle mat, not a dog puzzle. Those things are great for, rainy day activities once in a while, but not consistently, especially when your health is up or down, depending on the day. If your health has been down consistently, you need to get that dog for a walk. It's just going to make them so much happier when they're working as well. So that's what I would highly recommend as a form of endorphins that you need to release in your dog. And then another question I always get is, how do I as the handler balance life with a service dog? Well, I always make sure that if I don't feel like training and I'm in a bad mood, I don't train, because your anger is going to get the best of you, most likely. And you don't want to accidentally do something that you don't want to do. So if I don't feel well and I just feel terrible, I won't train for that day. But I will obviously do some other form of training later at some point when I feel better. And then also sometimes I leave Fozzie at home and people wonder why. Sometimes I just don't feel like putting on all of his gear, getting him ready and worrying about a dog. And as much as he helps me, sometimes it's good to get a little time away from them to kind of realize, oh my gosh, like I'm so lucky for this dog, which those outings have really changed my perspective on service animals. I think those are my 3 best tips. Even being a handler of 2 years with a service dog, sometimes I am not quite sure, even though I've been handling for so long. Sometimes I don't know, and I have to ask other people, and that's okay. Those are my 3 best tips for keeping a balanced life with your service dog. If you have any more questions, I'm happy to answer them in the comments, but like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I guess we will see you guys later. Bye!